Mother-in-law deliberately poisons her grandchild with an allergen. My 3-year-old daughter has several severe food allergies. Peanuts and eggs are the worst. She also can't have dairy or bananas. Mother-in-law is super obsessed with my daughter. This is our only child and mother-in-law's only grandchild, so I try to be understanding. I don't say anything about it when mother-in-law buys $300 dresses that my daughter will only wear once. I've encouraged a relationship between them. I've let mother-in-law have her way on holidays. I've never actually left them alone, though. I can't explain exactly, but it just didn't feel right. Mill hasn't pushed for alone time like I've read about here. She offered to babysit but let it go when we declined. Mother-in-law has always doubted my daughter's allergies. She's insisted that her princess of a granddaughter could never have something wrong with her. However, she's never tested to see if it's true, until today. Mother-in-law was overplaying dress-up with my daughter. I had a horrible headache, so I asked Mill to watch my daughter so I could lie down for an hour. She agreed. 20 minutes later, I'm woken up to mother-in-law shrieking that there's something wrong with the baby. I go running to daughter's room, and she's gasping for breath, and her lips are turning blue. I scream at mother-in-law to call 911 and use an EpiPen on my daughter. My daughter was able to take a deep breath, and I noticed she smelled like banana. The paramedics show up. We live about a mile from a fire station. Start an IV and give daughter meds so she can breathe. I tell one of the paramedics that mother-in-law fed my daughter something. He found part of a cookie on the floor. He confronts mother-in-law, who confesses she gave my daughter a peanut butter banana cookie, but she didn't know it would hurt her. I text DH and ride to the hospital with daughter. They admitted her for observation, and DH met us there. Mother-in-law called him wailing about how she was just trying to show us nothing is wrong with daughter. We're just too paranoid and have such odd ideas about daughter's health. We eat healthy, and daughter has received all the vaccines she can have. Oh, and we use sunblock. So odd, right? That bitch admitted to DH that she's been making allergen-laced cookies for more than a year. She bakes a huge batch and freezes them. She puts one in her purse every time she sees daughter just in case she gets a chance to slip it to her. I can't even wrap my head around this. Daughter is asking when Mill is going to come see her. She wants to show Grandma her pretty bracelet, hospital band with stickers on it. I'm so devastated right now. I never suspected mother-in-law would do something like this. Edit: the hospital has already reported it to police. A detective is going to come tomorrow to take statements and talk about the next step. Update 1. So the detective just left. He's got copies of everything mother-in-law sent DH plus 11 voicemails she left me last night. My phone has been off. Apparently several of them were just her screaming that she's going to kill herself because she can't live without her BAA. Why? The detective doesn't know what is going to happen because he's never seen this before. But for right now, they're going to take her into custody, so due to the threats of suicide. The district attorney will have to look at the case next week. She also went on a huge shopping spree. DH went home to get a few things for daughter, and our front porch was crammed full of new toys. DH loaded them up, and after lunch, daughter is going to give them away to other kids in the hospital. Daughter is doing great. We're at an amazing children's hospital. They've sent a counselor to work with her a bit, and we're going to continue with that while we navigate the next couple weeks. She's having bouts of hysteria due to the steroids, but that's expected. She's getting doses of Benadryl for a lingering full-body itchy rash, so that calms things down quite a bit. DH bought her brand new frozen pajamas, and she's getting all her favorite foods on demand, so overall she's pretty happy. She is still asking for Mill. The counselor suggested telling daughter, Grandma made you very sick on purpose, so she's in timeout and can't see you. We don't hurt other people, right? So we've just been repeating that. DH's family is pretty split. Everyone is kind of in shock, but he's too angry to care about anyone who doubts our reaction. There are a few people who are saying she needs help, and it's our duty to support her through this. Nope. Our duty is to our daughter. Full stop. That woman will never see us again. Daughter and I are going to stay with my parents in Ireland for a while. We're leaving at the end of the month. DH is on board with all this. He's talking about us moving a few states away just to make sure mother-in-law can't get to daughter. He took next week off work to be there for daughter. This could have been so much worse. Daughter will make a full recovery. She won't remember this. We'll be okay. In my last post, I explained how my mother-in-law intentionally fed my daughter a cookie laced with allergens. You should read that first if you haven't yet. I don't know how to link, so hopefully BitchBot does that for me. So Mill is being charged with endangerment of a child. Our lawyer has told us that she will probably not spend any time in jail. In any case, we have a restraining order against her and warned my daughter's preschool. She will never lay eyes on my child again if I can help it. There will be no second chance for her to murder my child. I don't really feel like justice will be served. We do intend to pursue a civil case against mother-in-law for the hospital bill. My daughter and I spent an amazing month in Ireland with my family. My mum spoiled her so completely that my daughter has only asked for Granny, my mother, and has not mentioned Nana, mother-in-law, so that's been nice. My daughter has physically recovered 100%. We are working closely with her therapist to make everything go as smoothly as possible for her. She doesn't seem to be suffering any emotional trauma at this point. DH is also in therapy to help him deal with the trauma of suddenly losing his mother. He's really having a rough time of it. He is rock steady on the resolve to cut her out entirely, though. Update 3. Y'all, going this long without seeing my daughter has apparently made my mother-in-law lose it. So recap, I'm the one whose mother-in-law intentionally gave my daughter allergen-laced cookies. My daughter spent a week in the hospital recovering, and we cut Mill out cold. She was charged and got off with a slap on the wrist. Yesterday, I got a call from daughter's preschool. Mother-in-law tried to pick her up, told the staff there was a family emergency. Luckily, I got the advice here to tell the preschool the situation, so they locked down and stalled until the police got there. Mill violated her restraining order, so there may be some legal action, but I haven't been told anything yet. Daughter is fine. She has no idea anything happened. They locked down her classroom and played a series of very noisy games until it was over. We're moving several states away in June and not telling mother-in-law. She'll figure out we're gone after it's too late to bother us anymore. Update 4. So, my crazy, allergen-giving monster of a mother-in-law somehow found out the day we were moving and showed up at our house. She parked behind the moving truck and said she wouldn't budge until we agreed to talk things out. Police were called, and she was arrested for violating a restraining order, which I'm told could result in as much as 1 year in jail. I believe she has to go to court. Her car was towed, the movers finished up, and now we're all safely in new state. All 4 of us, because we recently found out we'll be adding a new little one to our family in January. Mother-in-law does not know. The new house is under an LLC, as suggested her. Our lawyer thought that was an excellent course of action. The new school is on hard lockdown. We're really fortunate that we can manage a nice private school with excellent security in new state. I've had to go back to work part-time to cover the cost, but the peace of mind is worth it. My daughter and husband are going to continue therapy. DH is going to go to grief counseling because he feels as though his mother suddenly passed away. He is very adamant that mother-in-law never see our children, but losing his mother has been very difficult for him. If, heaven forbid, he were to waver on that my children and I would be on the next flight to Ireland. Oh, and my daughter has started this program at a hospital nearby where she is exposed to her allergens in tiny but incremental doses. So far it's going well with only a mild reaction one time. Thank you all for your support and advice during this ordeal. Update 5. So I'm changing Death Cookies to Cookie Monster because that's a way better name someone suggested. Anyway, DH works for a large company, offices in multiple states, etc. We told the new location not to release any info about husband. Don't confirm that he works there. Nothing. Death Cookies called the old location and played the forgetful old lady and managed to get the number of the new location DH transferred to. She then proceeded to call the new location. The receptionist didn't get the memo, apparently, and gave her DH's extension. As soon as he picked up, he was treated to ear-piercing wailing. Not talking or crying, just full-on banshee wails. He hung up, she called again. And again. She left 12 full voicemails of this before his mailbox was full. Then she switched back to calling the receptionist and wailing at her. DH was called in to a meeting with HR and had to provide copies of the RO. Legal is sending her a letter. The police in Old Town have been notified. It had to set up a whole new extension for DH. I believe they've blocked her number as well, but it won't stop her. But now Death Cookies knows where we moved. At least we already have security cameras, I guess. Fantastic. I feel like she's already ruined the new town.